Yesterday I went to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. Now, one thing that I kind of enjoy at the dentist at age 56 is nitrous oxide, laughing gas, which my dentist will use for cleaning your teeth, which honestly just makes it an enjoyable experience, but you're a little altered if you've ever done it. So I was sitting in the dentist's chair and he had this mask on me and the dental tech, and I was taking it in and getting pretty happy and relaxed. And he said to me, "What do you do for a living?" I often don't say I'm a minister to strangers because they have such perceptions of what that means. But there I was relaxed, and I said, "I'm a minister." And then I opened my mouth so he could begin cleaning, and he said, "Oh, you're there to spread the good news of Jesus Christ." And I kind of went like, what am I going to say? So I didn't say anything. And so he began to share about his own faith, which was a very different one than mine, a very, we'd probably call it fundamentalist, a very biblically based, literal interpretation. And he began to share with me how the end times are coming and that Palestine will be the first country to be wiped off the globe, he said happily. And he said, Yasser Arafat is the Antichrist. And here I am, I'm kind of happily on laughing gas, and I'm in a dentist's chair. And all of a sudden what I realize is that I've been brought into the room of a host that I am not enjoying, and I don't want to be in it. So I think to myself, how can I change this? How can I become the host to a different gathering than I'm currently in? So I think about this and I say to the guy, "What do you love the most about your faith?" And all of a sudden we're in a different room. We're in the room I invited him into. And his whole demeanor changes. And he says, "I love mercy." And I said, "Say more about mercy." He said, "I love that no matter what a sinner I am, Jesus loves me." And I said, "Oh, yeah, what's not to love about that?" And so suddenly I went from being in a very unpleasant room to being in a room where even if we might use different language, at least I thought, yeah, who doesn't love mercy? Who doesn't love that as imperfect as we are, we can find love in the universe? And so he said to me, "What do you love most about your faith?" And I said, "Oh, definitely love, definitely love." And he said, "Yeah." And we both were just quiet for a while. And then I thought this, I thought, well, now that he's in my room and we're having this conversation, here I am, and I have a chance to talk to somebody I don't usually talk to. And my state, Minnesota, is facing a ballot initiative this year to discriminate against gay and lesbian families, to put it into law that only heterosexual marriage is marriage. So I thought, here I am. I obviously am going to be here for 15 or 20 more minutes with a guy I wouldn't ordinarily talk to, who goes to a large church that I'm willing to bet is going to be mobilizing in favor of this marriage amendment. And I thought, what do I have to lose? I've heard about his life. It made me uncomfortable. Nobody died. So I thought, how do I say something to him? And I thought, awkwardly, probably clumsily, not very well, but still, just say it. What do you have to lose? He'd almost finished cleaning my teeth. I didn't think he would hurt me or anything. So I said to him, your church may be supporting a marriage amendment to limit marriage to being only between a man and a woman and putting that into the Minnesota Constitution. And I just wanted to tell you that along with loving God, I also love women. That is to say, I'm gay. And when you and your church are talking about that amendment, I wish you would think of me and my family, because that will hurt us. Well, he looked very surprised, needless to say. Suddenly, he was probably having the same experience I'd had of like, what room am I in now? And he said, well, my church doesn't really do politics. We just try to live by the Bible. And I said, that's great. Like, judge not that ye be not judged. And he said, well, the Bible's pretty clear about homosexuality. And I said, and I think it's also pretty clear about the fact that you should render unto God what is God's and under Caesar what is Caesar's, and that really congregations should not be involved in this and not be passing laws. I said, because really it's God's mercy that we're all looking to. And he said, yeah, it is. Now, look, I have no illusion that when he votes, this is going to change his vote. But I do think that at least when he went home that night, he said to his wife, you'll never guess the conversation that I had today. Just the way I'm telling you about conversations I had that crossed boundaries of comfort, and how interesting they can be if we have flexibility about being both a guest on the planet and the host to others' experience on the planet. These are my thoughts. I wonder, what interesting conversations have you had lately where you've tweaked around the idea of who's the host and who's the guest? And how has that shifted the conversation sometimes?